Hey guys, this is a quick little video showing you the different animations that are now available for the player. The package does include the player. I had to re-add Sphereman just because the old import didn't work with the new animations for some reason, not sure why. Um, but anyway, so just so you know, if you do import it and you want to use the animations, it will replace your player. And most likely you'll lose any attachments that you have on your players. You might have to re-add like masks or whatever, or possibly code that you've added on your player. So just be wary. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. All you're gonna have to do is redrag the sphere man in here. So if you go into your project view, you'll have there's a sphere man game object under models. You'll just have to drag him into player. Um, and right there, and then just copy and paste the transform of the old sphere man, paste the new sphere man in, and then just add the animation controller from this guy. So you'll just have to go in here, add that. You could delete the old sphere man, and then under your player, you'll just have to add any place that says animator. You'll just have to drag in the sphere man in there again. And he's only in, I think, 2 places there. And throw in or something. Where is he? Yeah, animator, sphere man, and your health object, you'll have to add him as a flash object there. So it's not a lot of setup if you just want to do it yourself, just in case. You don't want to screw that up. So when you're importing the package, just make sure you don't import player and just import the animations, and that way you won't have to worry about losing any of your changes on there. So just be wary of that. Okay, once you do have them in, this animation tree is a little bit more complicated. Oh, I didn't set up the zombie walk yet. Anyways, most of them are fairly simple. We have 3 climb animations, so let's just take a look at the player here. And you can see my animation list here. Oh, I have 2. I forgot. Just delete the new guy I added. There we go. All right, so I've added a whole bunch. I've added some triggers, so you could set, these are all triggers now, all the new stuff. So you could just do set animator, set trigger, and then do summon on, punch, whatever you want to do. So summon on, we'll do a little summon. He will be frozen in this position until you go back to idle and you hit the idle thing. The only reason I did that is I didn't know how long you guys wanted to have the summon posed up on the top. If you don't want to have to call another trigger to turn it off, I'll show you guys how to do that in the animation component, and that's fine. Punch is pretty simple. You just call punch, he punches, and he'll go back to idle. You won't have to call any other triggers or set any bools to false. Same with throw. You can just do that, and it interrupts itself too. So same with punch. If you just want to do lots of punches, you can do that. There's also a climb animation, right? So you can set that trigger, and then when you animate your player, he will just do his climb. And then what you'll have to do for this one is just set falling, the trigger falling when your player lets go. And then just do that, and he'll go into his fall animation and do all that stuff. There's also climb number 1, which, oh, it is not working right now. It just looks like he's partying. So I will look into that again. So ignore that one for now, but it will work. Same thing, you just set falling to true. There's also a dangle, so if you have, if you want him to hang off of something, you can do that. Lock his controls so he doesn't look weird flying around like this. And then when you're ready, set the falling trigger, and he'll fall there. And I also have a wall grab left, so if you want to like make him jump against the wall and do a wall grab, right now he's stuck in that animation. So I did a wall grab left and a right. You don't really need to use both. Like you can see, wall grab right looks good there. The only reason I did that is if you just wanted to have his face out there, because when you rotate him, his face is the other way. So you can always have him, facing the camera. So you could just call left and right, and same thing, just call falling, and he'll return back to falling when you do that. Zombie walk will be probably. I think about it. I'll probably either set up like a trigger or that, or just a whole new animation tree, because I know the zombie walk is more for the actual enemy, so you'll just have a new controller for them as well. And then I'll just replace the run, and then you won't have to do any code for that, just change their speed. I'll show you guys what that's going to look like as well. So I'm just going to replace the run with the zombie walk. Right here. So the zombie walk does this little thing where he kind of drags his foot. It looks a little silly with his super fast walking speed right now, so your zombies will have to be a little bit slower. That being said, you can also change the animation speed to match. Oh, it's not set to looping right now, so it only plays once, but that's kind of the general gist of it. There we go. So little zombie walk. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but at least it feels different. Might feel more zombie-ish. And that's that. So I'll give you guys another animator for that. And if you want to use that, just under your zombie dudes, under the Sphere Man, just replace Sphere Man controller with Zombie Man controller, and you'll be good to go. So that's all the new animations. They're all up in here. If you want to see these for code reference, just select Sphere Man, double click Sphere Man controller, go to parameters, and you'll see all the parameters here and how they function. Feel free to change around how any of these work if you don't like how they work or you want them to do some different stuff. In each of these clips, let's say you really didn't like the climb animation was too slow for you or too fast, you can set it to half speed, double speed, whatever you want. You can mirror it as well in here and go to town. So make your, customize it, make it look good for your game, and go from that. So hopefully you find these helpful. If you run into any problems, just give me a shout.